Martin, my friend, I'm very sorry if you don't like my intro music. I do apologise, but I like it. To be fair, Martin, I like it, so I do apologise to you, my friend, that you don't. But no, I like it. Be out to everyone in the chat. Welcome back to another show. We got Look, we're going to talk about it. Everyone's upset. People are literally crying. Like, there's a lot of issues. We're going to talk about it today, guys. What we're going to do? I'll big up Martin. I appreciate it, love, Martin. I appreciate it, love. I appreciate it, love. What we're going to do? So, everyone knows my stance on everything. I'm not bothered by the Lenny Yoro going to Man United deal. I'm not bothered, right? Because I've never seen him play. Look, next season, if he has a blinding year next season for Man United, I'll be like, oh, damn it. You know, what did we miss out on? But right now, as it stands, not too bothered. This video is for you guys today. This video is for you guys. So what I want you guys to do is give me questions. Put all your stuff in the chat. I'm going to read your chats out today. That's what we're going to do. We're going to read your grievances, your anger, your questions. And if you're not angry and you're happy and you feel fine, let me know as well. We got, that's what we want. That's what we want to chat about today. So this video, I'm going to put it out there. So also before we start, so before you get your questions and all that in the chat, guys, let me just, so I don't miss any, I just want to put out a public service announcement. Yeah, I need to put out a public service announcement. Now, I don't know what it is. I don't know what I come across as, but I have people on Twitter and some comments in my videos today over the last few days that are leaving the channel. So there's people that are subscribed to me that have actually left the channel in the last couple of days. And there's people on Twitter out and following me. And the reason is because they believe I work for FSG or I'm an FSG fanboy over Liverpool Football Club. So this is what people think of me. They literally think I support FSG and not Liverpool Football Club. And that's far from the truth. And this is not even new subscribers, new people to the channel. These are people that have been with me for a while. These are people that have been with me for a while, and they've just up and left. They said, Jamie, I can't take it anymore. You seem like a great guy, but you back FSG far too much for my liking. And I'm like, and I was talking to my wife and I was talking to other my mates of mine as well. And I'm like, I don't remember ever backing FSG. I don't remember coming out as a public servant and going, oh, yeah, I'm with FSG all the way through. I will walk the line with FSG, yeah. I will stand next to John W. Henry and Tom Werner. I don't believe I've ever said this. It's, what it is. Do you know what it is? You love them, like. Look at Sean. Lucky I know Sean, ain't it? Yeah, big up Sean. Jamie undercover FSG plant, you know. It just because of my views. I keep saying this to people. Jamie Henry is my real name. I keep saying this to people all the time, and I'll always keep saying this to people when they come and join my channel. That what a lot of people like about my channel and the way I express myself about this football club is that I don't pick sides. I don't pick a battle. You know, I can see positives, I can see negatives, and I call either out. If there's no negatives to talk about, I'm not going to talk about it. If there's literally no negatives to talk about, I won't speak about it. I literally don't talk about it. If there's positives, I'm going to talk about the positives. I'm not going to talk about FSG when they don't need to be spoke about. So last season, FSG really didn't need to be spoke about. No one was talking about it. No one was coming from them. So why did I need to talk about them? Everything was going all right. I'm one of the only YouTubers, by the way, who openly criticizes Jurgen Klopp at times. You know, how many people actually criticize Jurgen Klopp? Not a lot. And do you know why there's a lot of Liverpool YouTubers that don't criticize Jurgen Klopp? Because they're hoping forbid one day they meet him and he hasn't watched their video and they can suck him off. That is basically what it is, yeah? But yeah, I can criticise him sometimes. I talk about transfers, and I don't like a club. I particularly like a club being run self-sustainable model. I don't mind football clubs being run in a self-sustainable model. I really don't. Doesn't bother me. It bothers a lot of other people. It don't bother me, and because it don't bother me, apparently I'm an FSG fanboy, which I've never said. I've always said they need to put more money onto the football pitch. They've done everything else commercially and building up the stadium, new training ground, whatever it is. They've done all that behind the scenes, and I commend them for it. But now they've got to make sure they build a squad. So I've always said that you've got to build a squad. You know, and I'll come for them if they don't build a good enough squad. Yeah. I also don't dismiss our squad either at the same time. I don't dismiss our squad at the same time. Like, a lot of people don't think our squad's good enough, and it was just all Jurgen Klopp miracle work. And I keep saying it, like, this is all I ever see. Like, Liverpool squad's a myth. It's not actually that good. It was all Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp's miracle work got this squad to people to believe that this squad is actually better than it is. And to them people, I always ask, then why did we buy players? Because if the squad's not that good and Klopp could do his work with anything, why did we sell Joe Allen? Why did we sell Mignolet? Why did we buy Virgil van Dijk? We didn't need him. If Jurgen Klopp's that good of a miracle worker, then we didn't need Virgil van Dijk. We didn't need Alisson Becker. We didn't need Mo Salah. But no, the reason we were good is because we bought exceptional footballers with an exceptional manager, and you put 2 and 2 together and you have success. Yeah, that's the way success is. You can't have an exceptional manager and an average squad and expect to achieve exceptional things. You need both. You need an exceptional squad with an exceptional manager. You put them two things together and you become successful. Yeah. So all this bullshit about Liverpool squad's not really that good, and we're going to finish 8th next season, and you know it was all Jurgen Klopp's miracle work. Was Jurgen Klopp very good at his job? Of course he was. Did he get the best out of players? Of course he did. Like all exceptional managers and coaches do. You know, they get the best out of the players they have available, but they still need to be very good footballers. You know, he got the best out of Mo Salah, but Mo Salah is an exceptional footballer. He got the best out of Sadio Mane, but Sadio Mane is an exceptional footballer. He got the best out of Bobby Firmino, but Bobby Firmino is an exceptional footballer. He got the best out of Virgil van Dijk, exceptional footballer, and so on and so on and so on. You know, so everyone keeps going on about, you know, this squad's not good enough. This squad's not good enough. Like we need blah blah blah. I look at it and think, look, what if Liverpool do really well next season? What if Liverpool go and do really well next season and Arne Slot does well? What's everyone going to come back and say then? They change the narrative because it doesn't suit them. And it's what annoys me, guys. And when I talk like this, I think this is why people think I'm an FSG fanboy, is because I speak like this. I speak my mind. I'm not scared of hiding the truth. I think the squad is very good. I don't think it's an exceptional squad right now. It does need some work, but I do think it's a very good squad. What I know of Arne Slot, he's been a good coach. You know, you only got to see what he did at Feyenoord and AZ Alkmaar. He's not an average coach. He's obviously got talent, and he's going to bring that to a squad that's got better players than he's ever worked with before. So obviously something good can still happen, and I'm hoping for all the best. I don't want Arne Slot to fail. If anyone wants Arne Slot to fail, you're not a Liverpool fan. Go away. Like, literally go away. If you don't want Arne Slot to succeed, what are we doing here? I want every manager to succeed. I want every player to succeed. But because I think like this, everyone thinks, oh, he's an FSG fanboy. Our squad's pants. It was all Jurgen Klopp. Yes, Jurgen Klopp was fantastic at this world. Greatest Premier League manager Liverpool Football Club have ever had after Gerald Houllier. They are facts, right? But it doesn't mean the squad's crap. You know, it really doesn't. You got like Virgil van Dijk and Konate is your centre-back partnership. There's a lot. I'm not a massive fan of Konate, but a lot of people do think Konate is the real deal. And obviously, he's a French international. And Virgil van Dijk's Virgil. Yeah, you got Trent Alexander-Arnold, who at the moment is still at Liverpool Football Club. Who fucking knows how long for? But we'll talk about that in a minute. Trent's still here. Got Conor Bradley coming through. Looks like an excellent backup right back who's doing actually really good things when he plays for Northern Ireland in the international scene as well. So he's obviously a gifted footballer. He's still got Robbo, no matter what people think of him. He's still better than most left backs in the Premier League. I do believe, though, we do need a new centre left back at the same time to just bolster that side of the pitch. You got Alisson Becker, is as good as a goalkeeper you can get anywhere in world football. You got Queven Kelleher, who's a very good number 2, as long as he stays at the football club and doesn't leave. You got Darwin Núñez. Now, no matter what anyone thinks of Darwin Núñez, he's a player a lot of clubs would want. You got Mo Salah, the best right winger in Premier League history. You've got Cody Gakpo, who is actually a lot better than people give him credit for. You've got Diogo Jota, who everyone classes as one of the best finishers in the Premier League. You got Alexis McAllister right now, who's arguably top 5 midfielders on form in the world. You got Szoboszlai, who's obviously a super talent, and then everyone wanted him. Then he had a bit of an off season last year, and everyone thinks he's dog shit because this is the way people work. You've got Gravenberch, who before he came to Liverpool, I know for a fact everyone was talking about, why don't we get Gravenberch? Because he's the next big thing. Yeah, he's the next big thing. We went and got him. You know, you got Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott there, who the fan base just look down on because they're English boys. And they're actually better footballers than people give them credit for. We've got a good squad, but everyone else just... I talk like this, and everyone comes at me. FSG this, FSG that. Why are you this? Why are you that, Jamie? You should speak out against the owners. I don't speak out against the owners. Speak out against the owners all the time. Also, if we don't improve this squad for this season and give Arne Slot a chance, I will speak up against the owners. But guys, it's the 17th of July. This is where we are. It's the 17th of July. It's not the 31st of August. If it's the 31st of August and we're still in this position, I can guarantee you right now, my mood will change. My mood will change with everyone else's moods. And I will get on their necks. There's no doubt about that. And go, why didn't you give Arne Slot the chance to improve this squad and just get the players in we need? But Leny Yoro's gone to Man United and everyone's having a heart attack about it. Oh, I can't believe it. We've let him go. We'll let him go to United. Have you ever watched him play? No. But he's obviously a super talent because Real Madrid and Man United and Liverpool wanted him. Yeah. He's obviously a talent. Matthews de Ligt was a talent at Ajax as well. I remember when de Ligt was at Ajax at 18 and 19 and everyone was talking about him. He's going to be the next best centre-back in world football. That's what everyone said. He's a superstar in the making. Yeah, his career went that way, not that way, by the way. His trajectory went like this at Ajax. Everyone talking about him, PR, hyping him up, and then he went that way. And now he moves like he's 37 years old. You know, Pepe for Portugal moves quicker and better than de Ligt does. So yeah, like I'm cool with it. Unless he plays next season, and I watch Yoro play next season, and he's out of this world, and I'm like, oh shit, we missed a trick there. But right now, I'm not missing anything. I'm telling you that right now. Let me get K-Mac in here. Yeah, big up, man.
I just wrote in the chat, let me in before you burn out.
I'm not, and it's not even to the people in my chat. So I've had subscribers have left me. They've commented on my videos recently and say that I'm gonna have to leave, Jamie. You seem a great what they say. It's sort of like a double-handed compliment. It's a double-handed compliment. They go, Jamie, I'm gonna have to leave your channel. I'm gonna say goodbye to your channel now and leave. You're a great guy, but I can't be with someone who supports FSG. And I'm like, when did I say I supported FSG?
You've never supported FSG. I've always been the one that's been arguing with you over it.
Yeah, it's just mad, man. It's just mad. But how are you, fella?
I'm all right. Look. All you need to know about Yoro is we're not prepared to pay an 18-year-old 180 grand a week when the best right back in the world is on the same wages in Trent. Like, just get that into perspective. Like, that would be Leny Yoro's first major contract, 180 grand. How much was Trent getting when he was 18? Liverpool don't pay that money. Liverpool will never, ever go to those wages for kids. Otherwise, we'll be in shit state. We will. Like, we really will. Because in 4 years' time, how much will he want then? 250? Like, and he'll be like, what, 23? Like, it's insanity. Like, and if you really want to look at the numbers, Lenny Yoro is probably going to cost Man United over 90 million in total, because his dad wants 15 million, just like Jude Bellingham's dad wanted 20 million. And he's also managed by the agent Mendes, who will guarantee another 15 million for his fees. Like, the outlay on him is astronomical for an 18-year-old. And that's why Liverpool pulled out. And that's why Real Madrid pulled out, because we're sensible. It's desperate. Yeah. It's desperate, mate, to sign a player that young to throw into your first team. Like, Manchester United concede more shots than any other team in the Premier League. Like, they need to sort their midfield out, never mind their defence. Or they need to get a left back or a right back. Like, they're all over the place. They don't need a centre back as an urgency. They have Willy Kambala. He's a good player, and they're selling him. Like, I know we can all sit here and go, "Oh, Manchester United are moving in the right way." Manchester United are moving all over the place. Like, Ligt was the right signing for them, and they pulled out. They pulled out. Like,
yeah,
and they're paying more for an 18-year-old. Mental.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Look, I'm going to keep saying it. I don't know how good Leny Yoro is. He could go on to be the best centre back in the world, for all I know. He could be, right? And we could we missed out. We missed out on someone.
He's going to be the best centre back. He's going to be the best centre back of the world at Manchester United. Let's just get that one in there.
Yeah.
And where do you think he's going in the next 3 years? He's going to Real Madrid.
Look, Real Madrid. It's always going to be a stepping stone for Real Madrid. There's no doubt about it. But he could be great, and he could be not. You know, the only one I can relate this to as a defender that's so young is Matthew Ligt, because we was all there and watching Ligt when he was 18, 19 at Ajax, having that breakthrough year. No one could believe how good he was. I actually watched Ligt more at 18 and 19 than I ever seen Leny Yoro. And Ligt at 18, 19 did look like a well beater. He did look like he did look special, and he did look like the next big thing. He looked like the best centre. He was going to be the best centre back in years to come. And I remember that summer after the Champions League, there was a bidding war from him. Everyone was in for him, and he ended up going to Juventus. And there was a reason he went to Juventus as well, but I can't remember the story based on why he went to Juventus, but he did. But at the time, we've got to remember, Juventus were right up there as one of the best teams in Europe when he went. And it never worked out for him. He couldn't get into the team. He couldn't get into the culture of Italy. Chiellini and all that were just keeping them out of the position, out of the place. And people were still saying, but this is a great centre-back. Don't let him go because you've got the centre-back of the future. And it just never worked out for him. And it still hasn't really. He's never found that form that he had when he was at Ajax as a youngster. You know, he's not even in the Dutch team now. You know, he can't even get in the Dutch in the Dutch international side, and his future was so bright. And then obviously he went downhill as a player. Obviously he's not a bad footballer or anything like that, but people were looking to pay a lot of money for him at the time, and it just didn't work out for him. Now with Yoro, it's quite similar. You know, the profile and the ability, what you hear online, the profile and ability is quite similar. But let's not forget, didn't Ligt go for like 70 odd million or something?
80 million. I think it was 82 million.
Juventus. You know, he was proper the next big thing.
But he went to a league where it's slower, and he still couldn't hack it. Like, let's just get that one straight. like Italy is supposed to be the place where you go when, you know, you want to calm down a bit. You know, have a good career. You know, Tomori looks incredible. You know, the lad that they signed from Manchester United, what was his name? The English lad that went to Roma.
Oh yeah, I know.
What was his name? Yeah, he went to Roma and started looking like a world superstar again. Like, and you're like, hang on a minute, these guys were crap in the Premier League. Like, they went to Italy and they look better. Like, so Dijk should have shined in Italy, but he didn't. And he went to Bayern Munich, and he flopped at Bayern Munich as well, by the way. So he's double flopped.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Under four managers, by the way.
So I'm not, and this is But look, Yoro could
Smalling,
go on. I've said it many times. Yoro could go on to be a world beater. There's no doubt about it. And we could look back at this in a year's time and go, should have made our mark and gone for him. The fact of the matter is, Liverpool never bid for him. The only two clubs that bid for him are Man United and Real Madrid. Now, when I did do a live a week or 2 weeks back about Lenny Yoro, where I said, yes, Real Madrid are his preferred side. I remember saying this 2 weeks ago on a live with you guys. I said Lenny Yoro's preferred team is Real Madrid. But if anyone makes a bid over £50 million for him, you're going to get him. Yeah, his preferred side is Real Madrid. But he's going to leave Lille this summer. He isn't waiting until next year to leave. He's leaving this summer. So, mate, anyone who makes a bid for him will get him. Real Madrid were messing around with £25 million bids, trying to take the mick because it's Real Madrid. They think they could just bully teams into getting the player they want. So they were bidding 20 million. That's all they bidded. They never went up and asked 25 million. And Man United stuck around and bid 52 million and got their man. So good luck to them. Big up to them. Well done. Liverpool. Look, you could say Liverpool had the you could say in a way Liverpool got done over a little bit because you can say that Liverpool were keeping tabs on him. But as far as Liverpool were concerned, he was only ever going to accept a bid from Real Madrid. So Liverpool didn't want to look like idiots like we did with the Caicedo deal. I think this is where it all comes down to. If we think about this positively, but for a second, I know you're not allowed to do that. I know thinking positively is a really out of order thing to do. And if you do that, you're a scumbag. But let's do it for a minute. Yeah? If Liverpool didn't get so screwed over with the Caicedo thing, yeah, I think last summer, I think Liverpool might have bidded for Leny Yoro this summer. And I know people Liverpool ain't got the money and not going to bid £50 million for a player. Guys, we do. We bought Szoboszlai for a release clause of 60 million. You know, let's stop with that. We wouldn't pay these prices. We would pay the price, yeah? We would pay the price. I think Liverpool are worried about him being embarrassed, the same as the Caicedo thing, because Caicedo and the Chelsea situation, and Caicedo then come out and said, I only want to go to Chelsea. I don't care that you've bid a world record fee. I'm not going to you. I'm staying at Chelsea. I'm going to go to Chelsea, and that's it. And I think Liverpool are a bit worried about being embarrassed again. And that's why they never put a bid in. But I think so Liverpool are being a bit, I think they've not acted foolish, but what's happened? They've been caught out a little bit because they didn't put a bid in. And Liverpool put a bid in. He'd be a Liverpool player now. But Liverpool
Mate,
didn't make a bid in. So.
The 50 million isn't the issue. It's all the hidden stuff, which is the issue, and rightly so. Like, Lenny, let me make this clear to everyone. Leny Yoro does not want to go to Manchester United. His dad and his agent, Mendes, have pushed him there because they're getting 30 million in wedge. Let's just get that clear, because that is really the truth. Like, this deal's over 90 million. When it all comes out in the light of day, he's a £54 million signing for Manchester United to Lille, and there's a shitload of other extras that you don't know about, which got paid behind the scenes. And that is just a fact. Everybody's getting a payday, his agent, his family, and that's the reason why. And he's on 180k a week. It would break our wage structure for kids. Like, we've literally just increased our under 21s highest earner, which is 50,000 a year, to get Rio from Chelsea. He's 16 years old, and then we pay an 18-year-old 180 grand. Are you out of your mind? Like, nobody's doing that. Like, not even Real Madrid are doing that. Like, they're just not. Like, that's the reason why Real Madrid just went, yeah, okay, mate. What, seriously? Like, he's an 18-year-old kid, and you want how much? And you want paying, and you want paying? Nah. It's just sensible. It's just pure sensibility. When we can have Guehi for 5 million more. Guehi's available for 60 million. And you don't think we can go and get him? He's Premier League proven, and he can also play on the left. And our issue is the left. It's not the right. We've got loads of players for the right. We just haven't got loads of players for the left. And that's why we're looking at Guehi. That's why we're looking at Anasio. That's why we're looking at Hinakape. That's just what it is. William Pacho. All the players we're looking at, the left-hand sided. Yoro was an opportunity. It was an opportunity whether we could get him for a reasonable price as a development player. I'm telling you, that's what we were looking at it. And we're not going for Calafiori, because Calafiori has had 2 horrific injuries in Italy over the last 2 years. And we probably looked at it and went, we're not going to go down the route of players with injury problems again. And that also makes sense.
Yeah. I mean,
he is on 180k, Alex. Sorry, he's on 180k, mate.
Yeah, it's been reported that he's on 180 grand a week. And I think it goes. I think it goes up every year as well, or every other year.
Yeah,
his contract wage goes up as well. Look, I'm not. Look, I've got people in the chat. I've got people in the chat. Let me find the comments.
And please tell me when he plays, because if you want to get rid of Quansah, then that's what you're going to have to do to get Yoro into the team.
Yeah, because statistically, Yoro, Quansah and Yoro had similar seasons. Yeah, they had similar seasons last year. Where is it? Who's taking it? Where is this? Where is this on the chat? People coming for me when I haven't fucking said anything. It makes me laugh.
Mate, I'm sorry for you, lad.
God's sake. No, it wasn't even what you said.
There's people in the chat. There's people in the chat that are having a go at me because I do a transfer show, and I literally show websites with the transfer links on, and they're having a go at me because I talk about them. Like, I'm not making them up. Like, I'm reading them off the sites that you can see. Like, I can't be any more transparent.
That's all we're doing. We read their information off the websites and the journalists that put them out. Now, unless the journalists of the websites are lying, we're only going to give you information that we're reading, guys, and that's all it is. That's all it is. So, Sleepy Forest, I love you, man, but I'm not having an FSG loving. I don't get it. When
There's
have
no
I said
FSG
this?
loving in this
I
at all. We're
literally
talking
just
about
said,
not getting ripped off.
I literally just said, I believe Liverpool have had the wool pulled over their eyes a little bit. I'll say this right now. This is what I think, yeah? This is what I think. Liverpool have had the wool pulled over their eyes, yeah? We know for a fact they were interested in Leny Yoro. I'm not going to pretend we weren't. We were, right? I've already said before, last week when I said, we putting out the Leny Yoro deal when we apparently wanted to stay in there till the bitter end was a bit weird. I don't understand it, right? And I believe Liverpool were told, by the sounds of what's going on now, right? Liverpool were told that he was never going to come to us. He was never going to come to us, so don't even bother putting a bid in. Because Liverpool actually never put a bid in. All there was interest. If Liverpool put a bid in, but the bid was really low ball, then I'll be on all you guys' side. It was a low ball offer like Real Madrid did. Real Madrid put a low ball offer in. The only other team apart from Man United that put a bid in was Real Madrid of £25 million. Right? That's what they did, right? Liverpool didn't even put a bid in. But I think Liverpool have had the wool pulled over their eyes, because if they did put a bid in, I think they would have got Leny Yoro. But I think they just believed that he wasn't going to come to them. He just weren't go. He just weren't go. He weren't going to come to them. And then obviously, look, you've had articles after that later on today. You've had articles today saying that Liverpool would never have put a bid in because they're put off with the wage and stuff like that. And if people want to talk about FSG lacking ambition because you've got a player like Leny Yoro available and the wages are what the wages are and we should just pay it, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with anyone who feels like that. I really ain't. I'm not going to even argue with you. If that's how you feel, cool. You know, I probably agree in some ways. You know, Liverpool do want to be a little bit more ambitious. Maybe Liverpool have got to start overpaying on players like everyone else does just to get them into the squad. You know that's not the way we work. And sometimes I like the fact that's not the way we work, because I'm so sick and tired of money dictating how football clubs have got to be run now. And you've got to waste money to be looked at as something amazing, which really irritates me. But that's football today. But if I do agree with a lot of you saying I do think Liverpool have got to take a little bit more of a gamble sometimes. I think Game Out will agree that we have got to take a gamble at times. There's no doubt about that. I'm not going to disagree with that at all. But they probably didn't think Leny Yoro was worth the gamble. And if that's the way they feel, that's the way they feel. I can't help them. I mean, I don't know Leny Yoro. If I watched Leny Yoro play for Lille last season, guys, and I couldn't believe you could get him for 52 million and 140 grand a week, or whatever it is, and I physically watched him, I'll be like, shit, we should have just taken the gamble and done it. Because I've never watched him play, and let's face it, I've been doing this for a long time now. No one on my channel in the last 12 months has ever spoke about Leny Yoro. Nobody. Not one person in my chat for the last 12 months has ever expressed anything about Leny Yoro, and no one has.
Me.
I watch K-Max channels. I watch Copish. I watch his Monsters channel. I watch his This Is Football with Sam's channel. I watch all these Liverpool content creators. I watch Anfield Agenda, the Anfield Rat, Red Men TV, whatever it is that does Liverpool content. GTV, Enzi's channel, Savage's channel, all these Liverpool content creators. I watch them, and no one ever mentioned Leny Yoro for the last 12 months. And now everyone is sitting here going, this is the worst decision this football club has ever made by not giving an 18-year-old kid no one's ever spoke about for the last 12 months a contract. So I'm all with everyone gambling. If you want to gamble, gamble. I'm a gambler. I love gambling. Let's do it. Let's fucking gamble. But I don't know the player. Most of you lot don't know the fucking player. So everyone get off their fucking aisles. That's me done.
Oh, Jamie, man, I love you. Also, what I want to say is Virgil van Dijk's on 220k. So you're gonna pay an 18-year-old 40 grand less than him. None of our defenders are on anywhere near that money. Like bonkers. I think you said his name. I think you said his name 3 different ways in that rant. By the way, it was Lenny, then it was Yenny, then it was Lenny.
I just went mad. My teeth were fucking like, I don't know.
I forgot his name about 4 times as well.
It's just look, Yoro. I don't know nothing about him. Everyone's going mad. I've seen people talking online now and giving up supporting Liverpool. This is how fucking mad it is. People are giving up supporting about Liverpool. It's just nuts to me. And my rant here, guys, is not an FSG in rant. Please, no one come to me and go, "Oh, he's just you're kissing FSG ass again, Jamie." No, I'm not. I don't know the guy. I don't know FSG. I only know Liverpool Football Club. That's all I know. I don't know the player. I don't know if he's worth the gamble. By the way, when Ligt was available, I watched Ligt quite a lot. I wanted Liverpool to sign Ligt. I literally did. I weren't doing YouTube then. But watching Ligt in that Champions League for Ajax, I was like, when he was available that summer and we just won the Champions League, I was like, we need to buy him. He's awesome. Let's go and get him. And now I'm glad we didn't because he's dog shit. But I wanted to back then. I've never watched Lenny Yoro play. Now, when it comes to this season, if Lenny Yoro is putting in world-class performances, I will say Liverpool missed the boat. Liverpool missed the boat and they should have put a bid in. Because if Liverpool put a bid in, they would have got him. But we didn't. And they've had the wool pulled over their eyes, as I keep saying, because they believed he was going to Real Madrid and they got pulled a fast one. And that's down to them, not down to anyone else. But, yeah, I want to get rid of this Loros. It just does me in.
Well, you signed for someone else, so that's it. Done. We went out bid. We didn't bid. So he just went to another club. We were looking at him. Done.
Yeah.
No, I never watched them. Last season play.
A lot of people just watch YouTube clips. As I said, you can watch YouTube clips of anyone. I mean,
the guy's going to be next to Maguire next season, or Sanders Martinez, who everybody thinks is the best defender in the world anyway. After the Copa America, you've got an 18-year-old next to a 5'8" central defender in Martinez. Let's see how that goes for you next season, United. With a left back that's always injured, and a right back that's always too far forward. So let's see how that goes for you. Oh, and no midfield. So let's see how that goes for you.
Yeah, I know everyone's upset because he's gone to Man United. If he went to Real Madrid, I don't think anyone would care so much. I get it.
I think they would as well, by the way, because they would have done us again.
Yeah. No, but because you don't play against them every week and it's not your arch rivals.
Yeah.
Because he's gone to Man United, I can understand everyone's upset and anger. If we put a bid in that was a low ball bid and he went to Man United, I'd be fuming, guys. I'd be with everyone. I'd be so angry.
I'd be fuming.
If we put in a low ball bid for Leny Yoro to take when it was a take a piss bid, and then Man United just outbid us and gave him the right amount of money and got him, I'd be well upset, guys. Look, if I find out later on today or later on this week that Liverpool actually put in a bid and it was a low ball offer, I'll be sitting with everyone else who's fuming right now. I honestly will. And I'll be going with my FSG out, folks, okay? I can't get my head around the notion of being so upset against a player I've never seen play. That's what I can't. Maybe it's just me. I don't know what it is. I just can't get my head around someone I've never seen play football before. And no one ever spoke about till this summer getting so upset that we haven't got him. That's what I can't get my head around.
Hasn't that happened before, though? Hasn't that happened before? Aren't there other players that we've been so upset that we didn't get? Like Tchouameni. Did anyone actually watch Tchouameni before we signed him for Monaco? Did anyone actually watch the guy play?
Of him at Monaco. I only saw bits.
And did anyone actually go, "Oh my God, that guy's amazing. We should pay 80 million for him," because that's how much Real Madrid paid. Like
he's not having the greatest.
He's not worth
time
80 million.
either.
They paid way over the odds for him.
Yeah, they'd rather
because we wanted him.
Wouldn't
they? Yeah, because we wanted him, and they had to go high.
I don't think Tchouameni. He's a good footballer. There's no doubt about it, but I don't think he's gone up a level yet to the player.
No, I don't think he's world class. He's not 80 million pounds worth of player.
No, I agree.
Camavinga, I think, is pretty special, right? And he's still only 21.
Yeah, Camavinga's different class. Camavinga. How Real Madrid got Camavinga for 23 million? I'll never know. That's
unreal.
I don't think that transfer gets enough mentions as it should. That is one of the best transfers bits of business in the last century for me. 23 million for Camavinga.
They got Varane for 8 million.
Varane.
How good was he for them? 8 million. When he was at Real Madrid.
Yeah, even at Real Madrid,
with him.
I think he was great. I think he was overshadowed
by his
partner. I always thought he was overshadowed by his
partner. Oh, yeah. And he didn't cost a penny.
No, yeah, exactly. But Varane, yeah, like Real Madrid are very good at scouting and getting players in. But the thing with Real Madrid, like they can get Valverde in for nothing and things like that. They're extremely, because a lot of South American players want to go to Real Madrid because they dream of Real Madrid, South American players, you know, especially the Spanish-speaking ones, because they've pretty much grown up as Real Madrid, and that's the only team in the world, really, if you're a South American player. Real Madrid have a massive advantage in that market over every other team in the world, probably. And they get like these Rodrigos of Valverde's in and play. Well, I don't know if Valverde came from another Spanish team. I don't know if he went to another Spanish team first. I can't remember.
No, they got him for like 8 million from.
Yeah, they get them cheap, don't they? And they know how to do the market.
An Argentinian team.
Yeah, their scouting second to none. Their scouting is second to none. It's second to none.
Can I just say something on our scouting and Hughes as well, because I can see a lot of the chat are still melting down about us not signing anyone. And so I've looked into this and I've looked at like articles and stuff that people have written. It looks like there's an issue at Liverpool because there's still 2 people at Liverpool who are in charge of transfers. There's still 2 people in the heart of Liverpool. And it's Barry Hunter and I can't remember the other guy off the top of my head. Something Parry, I think. And they're both there still in charge of transfers. And they're the ones that have done all of the data and all of the analysis on players for Klopp, but also for the committee over the previous years. And Hughes has come in and he's trying to win them over. So I think Fallows, that's it. Dave Fallows. Big up AA. And that, I think that's the issue. I think there's still players which the committee are still wants, but then you've got Hughes who wants his players and wants the stuff that he's been looking at because he's obviously the director of football. So you've got this bit of a clash still, which I still don't think's been resolved. And that's why I think there's been a lot of players that we've previously been linked with that we've still been looking at. And I think all of that will probably go away in the next couple of weeks. And then we'll start looking at these other players. So I think that's what's going to happen. And that was probably why Hughes said, you're not going to see anything till August. Yeah. You're not going to see nothing till August. Like, it was never going to be Hughes started, we started signing players like on the day he started. How is that ever going to work out? The guy's literally just come in the door. He was still working for Bournemouth this season before. So it was never going to happen that quickly.
And I would say the only player that we've been linked
to. Neves is going to PSG, by the way.
So yeah, and they're paying half the price that his release clauses as well. Which I don't know how that's happening.
What's that, sorry?
They're only paying half the price of his release clause as well.
Yeah, they're giving him a player.
Are they giving him a player as well, are they?
Yeah, they're giving him, I think they're giving him, oh God, what's his name? Oh, they're They're giving him a good player, by the way. The player's worth about 30 million.
Oh, that makes sense then.
Yeah, it might even be 2. It might even be 2, but they're definitely giving him a player as well in exchange.
See, I think the only player Liverpool...
These clubs can do. These clubs can offer players. Like, we can't offer anyone because nobody wants our players anyway.
Exactly. But look, with this Euro deal, as Jamrock said earlier, you know, Hughes and Edwards were told by his agent that he only wants to go to Real Madrid, so they didn't even bother putting in a bid.
Mendes.
And then if you read the headlines and the articles about how much money his agent got paid, then there you go. You can see the issues for yourself.
Sounds like a Caicedo job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We're not involved in that, and I'm glad we're not. I'm glad we're not involved in that stuff, mate.
Yeah.
It's unsavoury. Like 20 million here, 15 million here. Like we'd be doing what like Man City do and shit like that. And I really don't want to be. I don't want to be anywhere near that. Like if you're getting an 18-year-old, then you should be paying like 20 million as max for him. Really, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like the only player that's gone for 50 million plus is Mbappe. Like this will be another guy. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But look, the only player I believe Liverpool have been linked with all summer that they might have actually wanted was Leny Yoro. I believe the links in Leny Yoro were true and legit, and Liverpool were looking at him. I also believe it is true and legit that Leny Yoro's agent told Edwards and Richard Hughes that he was only going to Real Madrid, so don't waste your time. So they walked away. Liverpool won't go waste their time on transfers. We know this, especially if Hughes and Edwards in charge. They're not going to waste their time. So that's what they were told. They walked away, and now they've been sort of screwed over because Man United have come in and bid for him and got him. So Liverpool should have really just not listened to the agent and stayed in there. But I think that is the only player Liverpool legitimately been linked with all summer that Liverpool legitimately wanted so far.
Through Joyce and Ornstein. The only one through Joyce and Ornstein.
I think that's literally the only one so far. I do think we'll buy players that we were never linked with or we just became linked with, like the defender from Leipzig that I've never heard of myself. I don't know who he is. The only thing I've ever seen him do was running down the wing, scoring against Real Madrid and then celebrating with Szoboszlai. That is the only thing I've seen this guy do. So, and Liverpool are now linked with him quite heavily. So let's see how that goes. It's around that 40 million.
Who's that? Sorry, who's that?
Everyone in the chat will know who he is. I can't bloody
remember.
Simican, that's it. Yeah.
No, we're not interested in Simican. That's out.
Is it?
That came out today. Yeah. Yeah, we're not interested in Simican. We don't see him as being an improvement to what we currently got. So is he an improvement on Bradley?
I don't know anything about him. I can't. This is what I'm saying. I know nothing about him, so I can't. Yeah. This is the thing. I don't lie to people. I don't pretend I know a fucking player when I don't. So when I don't know the player, so me and came out with we don't know the player. We don't know the player.
All right then. Fabrizio Romano has said we're interested in Guehi, and Guehi and Eze have both said that they'd like to come to Liverpool.
Yeah, Guehi. Look, Guehi, I could get on board.
What about those two?
I could get on board with him. I like him. I think he's a good defender.
Guehi can play on the left as well, by the way.
He's a good defender. I like
because guess where he played for England?
Yeah, left centre side.
Guess where he played for England?
And he was England's best defender. I like him. Now, people look. The thing is, right? This is the problem with transfers today. The problem with transfers today is that we live in a world of PR, and PR is massive. Some players can get massive PR, and some players don't. So, because Marc Guehi is called Marc Guehi, yeah, a lot of people are not going to think he's actually that good. When actually he's a really good defender, right? People will think it's an underwhelming signing if we bought him, which would be mad because he'd actually cost more than Leny Yoro would if we went and bought him, by the way. He'd actually cost more. He's actually the defender we're linked with, Marc Guehi, is the most expensive centre-back we're actually linked with.
That we're actually linked with, yeah.
It's quite mad. I think he's a good defender, man. I think he's a good defender. I think he played extremely well in the Euros. I think he was one of the best centre-backs at the Euros, full stop, for any country. I thought he was really good. He was impressive. I thought he was excellent for Crystal Palace last season. I think he's an extremely good defender. If Liverpool buy him, who is Premier League proven and has done it now at international level as well, and you got him, Virgil, Canate, Gomez, and
Can you stop
Kwanzaa.
saying he's terrible in the air? He doesn't need to be good in the air if he's playing as a left back. Like he doesn't need to be good in the air because Robbo's not good in the air. Like Trent's not great in the air. Like he doesn't need to be great in the air. He's 5'8". Like he's the same as Lisandro Martinez, who everyone says is the best defender in the world. Like seriously.
He's just a solid defender, and ain't that what we want?
He was really good in the air in the Euros, by the way.
Do we need a flamboyant centre back, or does everyone just want an out and out defender who can defend? Everyone keeps telling me that Liverpool have not got a very good defence. We let in so many goals. Although it's the system that I keep trying to tell people.
The system.
And then this season coming, everyone's going to be shocked that we can see far less goals. But you put Marc Guehi in Liverpool's defence. You got Guehi, Virgil, Canate, Kwanzaa, and Gomez. That's good depth, man. It's good players. I don't see a problem with it. I don't see the problem with it. I really don't. I think you could play him on the left side of a centre back as well if you want to give Virgil a break. He's Premier League proven. He's international football proven now.
23 years old.
Yeah, and because he comes from Crystal Palace, he's not going to be fashionable. I get it. If Marc Guehi was playing for Sporting Lisbon right now and everyone saw how good he was and he was playing for Sporting Lisbon, every Liverpool fan would be saying, why don't we go and get Marc Guehi? It's just the way the world is. Because he's playing for Crystal Palace and he's not a sexy transfer, people would go and be like, no, we can do better than him. And it's what I mean about player PR. Player PR is just absolutely fucking massive. It's mad. So Sunday says no, the step from Palace to Liverpool, he can't do it. Well, Virgil stepped from Celtic to Southampton to Liverpool.
And so did Mane.
Sadio Mane came in from Robbo came from Hull to Liverpool.
Gini Wijnaldum, Newcastle, relegated.
Came from a relegated Newcastle, who weren't the Newcastle they are today. You got to remember the Newcastle he came from. Robbo came from Hull. So, this is the problem. I think sometimes
Kwanzaa came from Kwanzaa came from like a second division team that he was on loan.
Yeah,
honestly, Guehi has got the data. Guehi has got the receipts. Guehi's just had a fantastic Euros. Guehi's at the top of his game. He plays right across the back line. He's a Chelsea academy lad. He's got the credentials. He's been a really good player at the Crystal Palace, and he's played over 80 games in the Premier League. For me, I think it's a no-brainer. I really do. You either go for him or you go for Ignacio. Two really good players in starting to hit the straps, starting to produce regularly for their clubs and countries, and you can get both of them for around 50+ million. I think you probably get Guehi for under 60 million, by the way. I know everyone's saying 70 million, blah, blah, blah. Palace aren't selling anyone for 70 million. The Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace.
I mean, he's a good player. He's a good centre back. He doesn't need to be a world-class centre-back for me or anything special. He just needs to be a good, dependable, solid centre-back. Sometimes that's all you need, guys. You don't always need...
I think he's got like 86% pass completion as well. So he's really good on the ball, passing it, which is what Slot wants.
You don't always need 4 Virgil van Dijks. As much as I'd love 4 Virgil van Dijks, you know, it's not always possible. You know?
I'd like 11.
Yeah, so like having a Virgil there and a Canate there, who I think is going to be first choice anyway. They're your first choice partnership. As long as Virgil's still at the football club, Virgil and Canate, your first choice partnership. Then you got Kwanzaa and Gomez, who are third and fourth, in depending what way. If you go and get someone like a Guehi in, then you've got 5 centre backs there to choose from. You know, and in fitness, look, and this is something I spoke about last season. Liverpool got to stop rotating their centre backs consistently and let their centre backs just settle and be defenders.
Yeah.
You know, look at Arsenal. Unless there was an injury or a suspension, Gabriel and Saliba played every game. You know, most centre backs.
And Ben White. Those three never moved. Yeah,
exactly. You've got to have a partnership at the back. You remember Liverpool at their defensively best. Liverpool, when they were at their best under Jurgen Klopp, it was Trent, Robbo, Gomez, Virgil. Yeah. And then the only reason Matip came into the team is because Gomez got injured. And then it was Matip and Virgil. Yeah. It was Trent, Virgil, Matip, and Robbo. That was the back four. Never really changed. Played every week. And guess what? We're defensively better back then as well, because you had more consistency to your defence. When Virgil was playing with a different partner every week, different fullbacks every week, it upsets your rhythm. So the 2 centre-backs need to be the 2 centre-backs, no matter who they are. It doesn't matter who they are. Fitness, again, we've seen inside training already. The fitness regime that they're doing this season is night and day compared to what Klopp and Pep Lijnders and his team was doing the season before. You know, the guy that they've got in now that's came from Feyenoord as well, the sports science guy who's doing all the fitness regimes in training. It's more to get these players 100% fit so they can stay fit for the whole season. So if Canate stays fit, then Virgil and Canate is your number 1 centre-back pairing at this moment in time. And just let them play all season. Rotate them when you need to. Take them off as a sub in need to if you're winning games. Give them a rest. But you've got to keep your defence as your defence, ain't you, K-Mac? This rotation at the back is mad.
Yeah. And that's the issue last season with Virgil. Like, I don't think Virgil played with the same bloody centre-back or goalkeeper all season. Like, they were just flipping and flip-flopping all the time because people were getting injured, people were getting dropped. Look, I've said this before, and I've said this on many shows. If Canate can stay fit, we have the second best centre-back in the Premier League, next to the first best centre-back in the Premier League, because they are night and day ahead of so many other players. Like, there was one stage last season where Canate went 4 games and 2 of them against the top 2 teams without losing a header. Like, when he gets on a roll and he's not injured, he is unstoppable. Like, and he's 25 years old. Like, he's not even in his prime. Like, Virgil's maturing now. I think at the age of 33. Like, our centre-back issue isn't a major issue that we need to sort out right away. Like, you know, there's talk about the fact that Sepp van der Berg's come back and Slot's like, maybe I want to keep this guy now. We've turned down a 14 million offer from PSV. So maybe we want to keep Sepp. So maybe we mightn't even sign a guy now. And we might just focus on maybe the left back and the midfield and maybe a right winger or maybe even a right back if Trent thing rears its head again. So, you know, we've got a really good squad. And you also have to think about it as well. Kwanzaa and Bradley came from nowhere last season, literally nowhere. Like, shit at the fan, and we lost players, and we had to throw our kids in. and look how well they performed. One of them got a call up for England for the Euros, and one of them is now pretty much the number one player in his team for Republic of Ireland or Ireland. I can't remember which one it is, or Northern Ireland. I'm not sure which one. The same could happen. We could get another star out of our ranks. You know, we've got Tyler Morton, we've got Bobby Clark, you've got Carvalho now, you've got Owen Beck back. You just don't know. Like, Sepp van der Beek could end up being this unbelievable player that maybe gets ahead of Kwanzaa and Canate. You just don't know. And because we've got a new manager, it's literally clean slate for everyone. There's no favourites anymore. So I just think that we need to be a bit more optimistic and think about it as, look, if we get some players, we get some players. If we don't, we've still got a squad that came third last season.
Yeah, exactly. Arsenal's pair are best by a mile. Yeah, they were last season. No one's doubting that. But would you go, it's a system thing? Because I always say this, right? Put Gabriel and Saliba in Liverpool's system last season, where they have to play one-on-one defending, where we push, because it's really high up, off the ball, not just on the ball. Remember, off the ball, Arsenal drop deep, and they go into sort of like a 4-4-2 almost, and squeak, and they don't leave gaps or anywhere in the midfield. It's very hard to pass through Arsenal because they go with a flat back four. You know, their fullbacks stay back. They don't advance off the ball. The midfield drops, and then they're quick in transition. As soon as they get on the ball, they're quick in transition. But off the ball, they defend deeper. Liverpool, off the ball, defend exactly the same way they defend on the ball, high up the pitch, leaving lots of gaps in behind, playing one-on-one defending. So if I put Virgil and Canate in Arsenal system last year, I think you'd probably see the same kind of sequence that you see from Saliba and that this year. A lot of it is to do with systems. It is to do with systems. You can put the best centre backs in. What is it? Palio Maldini famously said, "You shouldn't know how good your defenders are at defending, because that means they're getting 100%. They're getting constantly attacked and exposed. Your centre backs shouldn't be exposed. Our centre backs are continuously exposed. You know, and that's a testament how good Virgil actually is, because the amount of exposure he gets on a daily playing for Liverpool Football Club, with the high line that we persist on off the ball and on the ball. A lot of it does come down to systems, you know. And I'm not saying Saliba and all our quality defenders, but so are the defenders we got. It's just the system last year didn't suit them, and everyone was saying exactly the same thing all last year. You know, the way we defended off the ball wasn't good enough in a structure. We left our defenders too exposed constantly, and that's just a fact. I'm sorry.
Okay, Marc Guehi's got a £65 million release clause. It's been revealed. And also, Chelsea get 20%. So if we hit the release clause, Chelsea get 13 million quid off us. So maybe we're not getting Guehi, because we certainly don't want to give Chelsea money after they've done us over.
Yeah, exactly.
And Leny Yoro's on 145 grand a week, basic.
Yeah, I just saw that on the socials. That 145 grand a week.
That's still mental, by the way.
Goes up, and his wages go up every other year.
Yeah.
Jamrock says, "No, what Arteta did is do what he needs to do to give his team the best chance to win." Yeah, I agree. I'm not slagging Arteta off for doing what he did. Clock tells us that not now we play. We don't sit back when we have a lead. Yeah, but look, Arsenal could win games 1-0. Liverpool can't win games 1-0 because of the way we play. You know, that's what I'm saying. A lot of things has to do with systems. You know, you're telling me that Virgil and Canate, if we defended a little bit deeper, our fullbacks didn't invert and stayed back off the ball and don't press too far up the pitch, the midfield drops 10 yards, the back four drops 10 yards, and you just go a little bit more compact off the ball. You're telling me Virgil and all that wouldn't look amazing? Of course they would. Of course they would. You know, because they're very good defenders, like Saliba and Gabriel are very good defenders. That's why they can do that job. But Liverpool can't win games 1-0 because of that. Liverpool are always on. You know, Liverpool won more games 1-0 last season. We would have won the Premier League. But our strikers had to score 3 or 4 goals a game because we keep conceding. You know, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Someone's just been writing about any updates on Frimpong. So the Bild, which is a major German newspaper, has said that there's a 60% chance that he'll leave Leverkusen. And we're in discussions for a £33 million transfer. I'm just reporting what's being said. But he's got a release clause for 30, I think it's 40 million euros, which ends like next week. And he scored 14 goals and 12 assists last season. I didn't actually know he scored that many goals. That's mental.
Yeah, he's Frimpong.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't say he's a fullback anymore. I'd say he's more of a right winger.
No.
And if
I would say he'd be the Salah backup. He'd be the Salah backup for me.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. If Liverpool go by someone like Frimpong, be Salah back up. Yeah, exactly. And look, for 33 million, that ain't too bad, really, is it? Obviously, look, the Trent stuff.
If he goes to Man United, I will be pissed off. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I will be pissed off if he goes to Man United.
The Trent stuff.
Because he's got a release clause that we know about.
Yeah, exactly. The Trent stuff is an interesting one because obviously it was still only one guy that is
I don't know,
who tweeted about it yesterday is still the same journalist, you know, that put it out there about Trent and Real Madrid. Look, I was watching Red Men TV.
You know, mate.
Yeah, I was watching Red Men. Yeah, I was watching Red Men TV earlier with is it Chloe? Her name is. She was doing like an open forum, and they were talking about Trent, and she was talking about that she's actually a bit worried because it is Real Madrid, and no matter how much Trent loves Liverpool, the chance is there to play for Real Madrid is still very hard to turn down. You know, because at the end of the day, you can go to Real Madrid. You're probably, if he went to Real Madrid for 5 years, he's probably going to win 3 titles and maybe another European Cup or 2 European Cups. That's extremely difficult to turn down, no matter who you are.
Against us, that's nasty.
And that is the only worry for me is that because. Yeah, and right, and the thing I want to talk about this on, I want to talk about this. So everyone is blaming Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards for not sorting out the contracts of Trent, Virgil, and Mo. Right?
That's mental.
This is
really
just madness to me, right? They only officially started their jobs in June, right? They only officially started doing their jobs in June. That's when they officially started their jobs. These contracts should have been done the year before. The year before. There's no way in hell. So Klopp leaves, everyone else leaves, and then Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards and people like that come to Liverpool, and the first thing they do when they come to Liverpool, they notice that 3 of their star footballers have only got 12 months left on their contract. How is it their fault? And they only started their jobs in June, and we're only in July. And we've had a Euros and a Copa where they haven't been able to meet. So they couldn't do any deal. Like, how is it their fault? It's the fault of the previous regime why it weren't done last year. You know, why weren't it done the year before? Why was it allowed to go to 12 months left? You know, that's the worry there for me more than anything else. You know, a year left in their deals, and I just don't. I don't know how you can blame them guys for them having 12 months left in their deal when they only officially started their job what, 4 or 5 weeks ago.
That's nuts, mate. You can't blame them. Also, I was looking for some updates on Nunes. They still haven't.
Hang on, let me get. I'm getting sick and tired of this.
They still haven't decided.
I'm hearing his excuses, Jamie. How is it an excuse? How's this Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards' fault? The only officially started their job in June. They weren't at the club.
They literally went at the club.
The club itself, FSG, whoever it is, I'm blaming everyone, should have sorted out their contracts last year. Last year they should have sorted out their contracts.
John, they can't negotiate with any of the players when they're not employed by the club. Otherwise, that's just crazy. That's just like me ringing up Liverpool going, can I sort out the contract for Mo and Virgil? Like, I don't work for them. Like, Jurgen should have sorted that out because Jurgen was the bloody director of football for 4 years. Like, if we're all honest. That's great. I mean, it's just I can't believe we let Trent go down. That's the one, mate. Like Salah and Virgil, they're old players. Like you just extend and extend and extend. But Trent, you don't let Trent get down to 12 months.
No.
When he's getting into his prime, and he's your most. Let's be honest. Let's be completely honest now. He is our most valuable asset. Before we signed a load of other players, he was.
Yeah.
Trent was our most valuable asset when he signed that contract 4 years ago. He just was. So to not get him on a new contract when he was 24, 23, it's scandalous. Because you always know what Real Madrid are going to do when there's a player who's got a year left, and they're a generational talent. And they're going to save a shitload of money. There'll be hawks. And we've let that happen. I just can't get my head around it. Let's be honest, we just let Trent do what he wants, really, haven't we, for the last couple of years?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to sign a contract, mate. You can play where you want. Like, you don't need to defend. Like, don't bother with that. Like, just waltz around. Don't have to sign a new contract or anything. Yeah. Jesus.
I agree with that. Look. And with their contracts, I blame the owners for their contracts running down. I ain't going to blame anyone else. They run the football club.
You can't blame FSG either, John. It's not them who do the contracts.
It's Mike Gordon, ain't it? It's Mike Gordon who...
It's Jurgen
the people that are in charge last year, should have sorted out their contracts before they let them go to 12 months left. They should have. Whoever was in charge to do it should have just done it. And now they're down to their last year. And that's to do, whoever's doing it at the football club is to blame. Whoever is in charge of doing contracts and sorting out that shit is to blame for them being in their last 12 months. Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards only came to Liverpool and started their jobs on the 1st of June. And it's only the 17th of July now. And then they all went on pre-season holidays and bloody international tournaments. So it's been hard to do contracts negotiations, obviously. So now they got a tough task. I ain't gonna lie, guys. This is where I ain't gonna lie to any of you. It's gonna be very difficult to get all these deals done. They've got 12 months left. I just don't know how all three of these guys are going to sign new deals. They have so much power now. Power is in their hands. It's not in the club's hands no more.
100%.
It's not in the club's hands no more.
And
so
the main thing that Hughes had to do when he got in the club was bloody sign some coaches. He didn't have any coaches. Everyone just walked out. Can you imagine when they were doing that presentation with Jurgen? Hughes must have been like that. What he's going? What? I've got to get him. I've got to get one of them. He's like on LinkedIn as they were all leaving.
It's
madness.
Whoever's fault it is, it's their fault. I don't care whose fault it is. If it's FSG's fault, it's FSG's fault. If it's Gordon's fault, it's Gordon's fault. I don't care whose fault it is.
Yeah.
Whoever's fault, it's their fault.
Never have
And
happened.
they should never have let this happen. This should never have happened. These three guys should not be on 1 year left of their contract. You know, these are our three, you could argue, apart from Alisson, our three top players, and have all got 12 months left on their deal. That's a shambles from the football club. I'm going to say it right now. From the football club, from top to bottom, that is a shambles and should never have happened. And now people are going to blame Richard Hughes and they're going to blame Michael Edwards because they've just come to the football club. And obviously everyone's overhyped them, and I get it. We've all hyped them up, right? But they're going to get the blame for it when really they haven't got a lot of power. Trent can ask for anything. Trent can ask for anything, and Liverpool going to have to pay it if they want to keep Trent. He's got 12 months left in his deal. We know Real Madrid are probably looking at him. It's probably true. So what Liverpool going to have to do, Trent's going to go, I want this, I want that. And Liverpool just going to have to give it to him if they want to keep him. And this is the problem going a year left in your deal. The power goes to the players. There's nothing much anyone can do about it. And they just basically have to go, right, Trent will go into the boardroom, talk to him and go, right, I've got 12 months left of my deal. I do know for a fact Real Madrid have been talking to me. They want me. You know, what are you going to give me? I want this. I want that. I want that. And they're going to have to come to a thing where they just give it to him. If he wants 250 grand a week, they're just going to have to give it to him. If he wants 300 grand a week, they're just going to have to give it to him. That's what's going to have to happen. Now, Trent's the one I want to keep out of all three.
Yeah.
He's the one I want to keep out of all three.
If he stays at right back.
Yeah, because of his age. And his value to us as a football club super succeeds Virgil and Mo for me. Virgil especially is 33. He's coming to the other side of his career now. Mo Salah's coming on to 32. He's 32 now.
31.
Yeah, a lot of people think he's starting to dip in his form as well, in a way.
No.
If I have to pick one out of the three to keep and give all the money to, it will be Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah? We can't keep players forever, obviously. There's got to come to a point where players obviously leave. But I didn't expect Trent to be the one to leave. I always expected Virgil and Mo will eventually either retire at Liverpool and leave, or have one last contract and then leave for pretty much nothing and have a couple of years in the sunshine somewhere. But yeah, at the 3K, Mac, for me, for Liverpool as well, I think Trent's the most important one to do.
I mean, I'm just reading the chat as well. Like, it is kind of mixed. Like, and that's a fair point. Like, does Trent destroy his reputation if he leaves on a free? You've got to ask Trent that. Like, yeah. And also Trent's 25 going on 26, and we still don't know his best position. That should never have happened.
His best
happened.
No matter what people think, his best position is at right back. The problem
is always being a right back.
The problem is he should never have done this inverted role, because it's clouded everything. He's the best attacking right back in world football. Just let him be that. Just let him be the best attacking right back in world football, and I've got no problem with it.
And
he's defending that bad? Not really.
That's what Slot's going to do. Because if you don't think Slot's going to do that, then you need to listen to the press conference when they asked him about what about playing players in different positions for their international teams, and he went, "Yeah, they can do that, but I know where I want players to play, and when they come back to Liverpool, they're playing in the positions that they're suited for, if that's okay." And for me, that's him going, Trent's a right back.
Yeah,
100%.
Look, I'm giving up on this Trent midfield thing now. To be fair, I just want to see. I want to see the attacking right back Trent Alexander-Arnold again. That's what I want to see. You know, I think inverting him from right back limits his game a lot. I think it does limit his game a lot. I think you can do it in games where you're like, maybe you're 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go and you go, you know what, Trent, just go and have that free roll, go and get involved and do something magical. I've got no problem with that sort of thing. But for Trent at his absolute best, what we all gassed Trent up to be when he was right back was that attacking right back. That was arguably the best right back on the ball in the world. And that is what we got to do again. And just let him do that. Sign the contract. He's got to be kept. He has to be kept. Trent, losing Trent would actually kill me. I ain't going to lie. That would actually hurt.
I think he's got 81 assists in
it's
total,
mad.
By the way. Like 81 assists from a right back is pretty insane. Like, let's be fair. And he's 25 and he's won everything. Like, I can't let Trent go. Like, I just can't. Like, especially under a new manager. Like, he's the vice captain as well. He's one of our own. Like, I don't think Bradley's ready to play an entire season fully as the main guy. Like, I just think, I mean, if we sold Trent, like rumours I've heard is Real Madrid will offer 70 million maximum for him. Like, I don't think 70 million cuts it for me. Like,
no, Liverpool ain't going to sell Trent for just a little bit more than.
But he's only got a year left. So
yeah,
if he turns around and says, I'm going at the end of my contract.
This is the problem.
The ball's in Real Madrid's court then.
I believe contract discussions will start pretty soon. Now,
I think they've already been going on, mate.
Yeah, and especially once he comes back off his holiday and he has face-to-face talks, I think we'll get a lot more then. I think Trent's going to go on his holiday, have a think about it. He's going to come back to the club. Once he comes back to the club, I think we'll get some idea of what Trent's going to do. If he turns around to the club in negotiations and says, look, I'm actually not going to sign a new contract, then you go for massive. He's going to have to go this summer. There's no way they let Trent go for free. He'll have to go this summer. They can't afford to let him go for free. So something will have to be done this summer. I personally, out of all three of them, he's the one I'd sign up. Judge Red says, I'll be gutted if Virgil goes for a free.
I agree.
I'll be gutted if Virgil goes. How can you be fine with that? Unbelievable. I'm not fine with it. I'm just saying, from my point of view, it's more important to sign Trent up at this moment than it is Virgil right now, because Trent could go. For me, Trent walks in any team in world football at right back, as far as I'm concerned. And he would, like Carvial was coming to the end of his career, probably. He would play right back for Real Madrid. If Real Madrid are coming in for Trent Alexander-Arnold, he's going to play right back. And you know how good Trent will be for Real Madrid? It'd be ridiculous. By the way, if Trent also goes to Real Madrid, the PR and Trent goes up, automatically, everyone who's saying he's not that good of a right back, he'll be arguably the best right back in world football. He'll also be the number one right back. He'll be suddenly the number one right back for England, because people will go, well, you can't have Real Madrid's number one right back not playing for England. Do you know what I mean? So all that will change. That's why I don't want to leave him. Plus, he's got so much more value to the club at the moment because of his age. He's only 25, 26. He's got, you know, Trent with 3 or 4 years left in his contract is worth £150 million probably in today's market, where Virgil is 33 going on 34 next year. You know, the end of next season he'll be 34. There's going to come a time in the end where Virgil's going to leave the football club, either this year or in 2 years' time, maybe, when he's 35. We're going to have to find a player for him eventually anyway, where Trent's possibly got 5 or 6 or 7 years left at Liverpool. So I don't want Virgil to leave. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying at the free, I think financially and everything, it's more important to sign Trent up first.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, go on. I'll read that one.
No, go on. I'll read the super chat after.
Yeah, I don't want Virgil to leave either. But if Virgil leaves next season on a free, then he's got my blessing, and we'd have had a year to basically have the left-sided centre-back in to play, which is probably why we are looking at a left-sided centre-back, because Virgil might leave on a free next year, and he'll probably go to Real Madrid, by the way. Because that would make sense.
Yeah. And that, like, I would love all three of them to sign. I'm not one of these fans that saying don't sign them because of their age. You know, if Virgil's still
sign all of them. Sign all
I
of them.
want all of them to sign new deals. And for me, they're our three most important players.
They
But
are.
I can understand if I own the football club, my main priority for signing a new deal right now would probably be Trent because of his value. You got to protect your value, and Trent's the most valuable. Apart from Alisson Becker, at this moment in time, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is our most valuable player. So you need to sign him up. I can't have Trent going to Real Madrid and being Real Madrid's number one right back and winning Champions League and Premier League and looking at him, and then he's number one right back for England, like we all said he always should be. And then he's getting all this PR like, oh, he's always been great. We just didn't realise it.
And he left on a free.
Yeah, and left on a free. I could. That would break me. Honestly, that would absolutely break me.
It would break the last 6 months.
Me if Virgil and Salah
left with the fans.
Yeah.
The last 6 months with the fans would be horrible for Trent because they wouldn't forgive him for it. He just wouldn't.
Santino, big up to chat. He said, I said yesterday, sell all three. I'm a Liverpool fan, not the player in the back of the shirt. Trent has won everything. He wants to go around and get money. I mean, I've seen a lot of people say that as well. Like, if he leaves, he leaves. We move on. I get it. No, but I hear you, man. I hear you. Edwards and Klopp did not like each other at the end. Yeah, there was a power struggle there. It's the most obvious thing of all time. Although no one's ever said it, it's the most obvious thing ever. There was definitely a power struggle. And sometimes Klopp was right, sometimes Edwards was right. It's just the way it is, ain't it? But there was definitely a power struggle. There's no doubt about it. I think if Trent signs, the other two sign, though. Or whoever signs first. Literally, whoever signs their contract first, I think you get a domino effect. And the others sign. Especially someone like Virgil or Mo sign before Trent. I think Trent looks at it.
It does depend how the project goes, though, mate. Because if it's not going well for the first 6 months, then they might be like, not really sure I want to be involved in this. I'll just leave on a free next year.
Also, it depends on the contract they get. Like,
yeah, it does.
We've already said Virgil's on what, 200 grand a week, and you've never heard Virgil moan about how much he makes or his contract or anything like that. Never been upset. So he's obviously quite happy with the money he gets, but I think Virgil would want a little bit up in his wages. Like, I could see Liverpool. It wouldn't shock me if Liverpool went, right, Virgil is 250 a week for another 2 years. Trent is 250 a week for another 4 years. Do you know what I mean? That wouldn't shock me if that happened.
Makes sense.
And then with Mo, because Mo's already on 350 grand a week, and we've got to remember he's 32. Do Liverpool look at it and go with Mo, right, if he's on a bit of a dip and he's starting to, maybe a little bit of a decline is starting to happen in his game now, can you afford to go to 375, 380, 400 grand a week for a player of his age who might be having a little bit of a decrease in the way he plays?
I think it'd just be an extension. No.
Yeah, so I think I wouldn't be surprised if he just signs a year extension, to be totally honest. I wouldn't be surprised if Mo just signs a year extension, which just gives us breathing room. It just gives the team breathing room and everyone relax, because you know Salah's got to be here for at least 2 years. So you can all just chill out and relax. So I see that happening, and I also see one of them not signing. I personally think Trent will sign. I just think we're just going to have to give him what he wants if we want to keep him. Simple as that. I think that's going to have to be the case. Personally, I think Edwards wants to sell Klopp's guys to give him a fresh start.
It's not Edwards, by the way. That's selling people. It's Hughes.
It is Hughes, but like Chloe on Redmen TV said earlier, like Edwards is the boss.
Yeah, I don't think Edwards wants Nunes or Diaz or Gakpo.
I think part of me does think Edwards wants. I ain't gonna lie. I do think Edwards would like to get rid of the old guard. I do think Edwards would like to get rid of the old guard and bring in the fresh. That's
Or
why
the
I think the
Robbo,
four,
Virgil,
maybe
Mo.
apart from Gravenberch, because we're not quite sure about him. That's why I think the 4 new midfielders are probably pretty
So
safe.
do you mean the old signings, or do you mean the old guard? As
Yeah,
in
the old guard,
Robbo,
you know,
Virgil,
the Virgils
Salah.
as well, the Salahs as well,
Wow,
stuff like that. Yeah,
that would be incredible. That if we
the
got rid of all of
Robbos
them at
as well.
once,
You know, they're
that'd be unbelievable,
that
wouldn't it?
wouldn't
It's just
shock
a new
me
Liverpool, that.
because Michael Edwards is always in the thing that I want to keep it fresh. I don't want players here too long. We've got to keep it moving, keep it fresh.
He doesn't. He doesn't seem like a guy that would do a lot of things at once, though. It would feel like it would be methodical, like it would be a process of, okay, well, if we get rid of 2 of them in this window, then 2 of them in the next window, and it's not too much change. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe Robbo goes, like maybe Virgil goes, or maybe Salah goes, like in this window, or maybe just Robbo and I don't know, maybe a Diaz. Like he's got rid of 2 of them there. Like I don't know. Like I mean, I'm not bothered if Robbo, Diaz, and Tsimikas all went, if I'm honest, or maybe even Gomez as well. Like because Gomez has he really got a nailed position next season? Like for me, I play him as left back, but that's just me.
No, look, I think people are just. We've not tried to sign anyone yet either. By the way, this is another thing.
We've not actually bid.
Apparently,
bid for a player.
I just looked online. Apparently, the Calafiori to Arsenal deal's off.
Everybody jumps the gun, man. It's funny.
Yeah, everyone.
Actually, there is a player that we did bid for, and it's the goalkeeper who went to Juventus.
Yeah,
Di Michele, I think his name is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Bento's gone to
Bento's gone to, which means Ali's not going.
He's gone to Al Nassr.
Ali's not going.
I think that pretty much says that Alisson ain't going nowhere now.
That means Alisson's staying. And no one's bid for Keller. So no one's bid for Keller, by the way.
Quentin Kelleher yet. So at the moment, Quentin Kelleher and Alisson Becker are staying at the football club. It's all good.
Which is amazing.
We ain't literally, apart from that, we haven't really bid for anyone yet. This is the problem. So till we start bidding for people, we don't know what we're going to do. I think the remit stays the same, no matter who's sporting director. No matter who's the sporting director for Liverpool, I think the remit does stay the same, the way the Liverpool are run. And I understand people. I said this earlier in the show about taking chances and taking the gamble occasionally. Liverpool have done that recent years. You know, Thiago was a gamble. We went out there and spent the money on Thiago, although we know he could never play football, and we did that. We took a gamble on Gravenberch last season. You know, Gravenberch, we put on Gravenberch on 130, 140 grand a week straight away with hardly any football behind him. You know, that's a gamble.
34 million. 34 million quid.
It's a gamble for Gravenberch.
That's a gamble.
So we do it occasionally. Do we do it enough? Probably not. I would like us to do it a little bit more. I ain't gonna lie.
Gravenberch got like a panic buy, mate. Didn't it?
Yeah, he did.
Wasn't it the last day of the window as well? He did Gravenberch. It felt like a panic buy. So
I would laugh. I would absolutely laugh if Liverpool just went and bought Calafiori now.
Yeah.
Because obviously, I think it's to do with payments or payment scheme or something like that, or how the payments.
It's because Basel get 20% or 40%. Basel get 40% of the deal.
So they wanted a bit more money, like didn't they, to make it profitable for them?
Yeah, like 60 million or something.
It wouldn't shock
it wouldn't shock me either, by the way.
The problem is now, if that deal has collapsed between Arsenal and Calafiori, the problem is now the rest of Europe know what they need to do to get him. They know the issues at hand now, so negotiating will be easier for other teams now to come in for Calafiori because they know what happened with Arsenal and the reason it didn't work. So other teams can come in. So can you imagine if Liverpool looking at that now, Michael Hughes and Richard Hughes are looking at it and going, right, he's not going to Arsenal, and here's the issues why. Let's just go and do the deal.
I tell you what will make me laugh. Is they call the Leny Yoro deal off and go for Calafiori.
Yeah. Phil said I've been on X. I didn't see it on Twitter, my man. I just saw it on an article, on a sports article online just now. So it might not be true. I'm only saying the rumours, but I didn't see it on Twitter. If I saw it on Twitter, I would tell you I saw it on Twitter. I didn't see it on Twitter. I can have a look for you, though. I saw. Let me have a look. Oh, if it still goes through, it still goes through. Big up Arsenal getting Calafiori, by the way. But I didn't see it on Twitter. I just saw it popped up on my screen. I have like football notifications, and they pop up on my screen. That's how I saw it. So yeah. If I saw it on Twitter, I would have shown you it on Twitter. I would have brought it up on the screen. Bro, League Gunner said it as well. It's floating around. There you go. So there you go. Yeah, it's been floating around for a while that are struggling with the transfer deal, ain't it? Struggling with the transfer deal. So yeah, if I saw it on Twitter, guys, I would tell you what I saw on Twitter. I'd bring it up.
Yeah, Arsenal are trying to sell shitloads of players as well.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they need to get some cash in. €70 million they're looking to sell. Yeah, Arsenal are looking to sell.
Well, they're trying to get rid of Eric Smith-Rowe and people like that, ain't they?
Yeah. Trying to get rid of Thomas Partey and Aaron Ramsdale. Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson, who they value at 40 and 30 million for Reece Nelson. Shut up. 40 million for Eddie Nketiah. You're having a laugh. What? And because we asked for 25 million for Keller.
Yeah, it's a man.
Seriously.
But yeah,
good luck paying 30 million for Reece Nelson.
Johnny says Basil want their 50% sell up front. Arsenal refusing. Wow. So that's what the deal hinders on right now.
I mean, the biggest problem is probably the director of football at Bologna, who agreed to that.
Big up my man Michael. Big up Mike. Appreciate that.
Big up Mike.
Hang on. Because I don't like being called a liar all the time. Do you know what I mean? So there we go. My man Michael came through. There you
go. Okay, so it's with Bologna and Basel. Okay, that's
Arsenal's move for Calafiori is stalled because Bologna and Basel are at standoff for his sell-on fee. The Gunners have been pushing for weeks, but the negotiations are frozen. But Bologna threatened to call the deal off. There you go. There you go. And that's what popped up on my screen just a minute ago as a notification. Yeah, but people always call me a fucking liar. It's like, piss off. Yeah. So, yeah, that popped up on my screen a minute ago as a notification. So
that's a good question. How many players do you think we might go for now that we're starting to see players coming back and not many, there's been no bids, just lots of links.
I think Scratch is right. Scratch, I think I did call him Eric.
Did you call him Eric Smith-Rowe?
Go on, K-Mac, sorry.
No, how many signings do you think we'll get? Do you think we'll sign anyone? Do you think we'll sign Calafiori?
Could you imagine? Look, I don't think anyone's going to touch Calafiori if that's the issue at the moment with Bologna and his former team. With the prices, I don't think anyone's going to touch him at the moment. You have to put in a massive bid. Basically, what you have to do is overbid for him.
You have to settle with both clubs.
Yeah, to make everyone
That's
happy.
crazy.
So is he?
That sounds like the stuff that happens in like Brazil and Argentina, where one player, like one club owns the rights to one player, and then
is he co-owned? Then is that what it is? Is he co-owned?
Yeah. No, I think it's just the sell-on fee.
Because I know some clubs can be co-owned, can't they? Some players can be co-owned. So Arsenal's move to Ricardo Calafiori has stalled because Bologna and Basel are a standoff over the sell-on fee. Yeah, so he must be, because Bologna and Basel are on a standoff for the sell-on fee, he must be co-owned. He must be co-owned if they're on a standoff. The Gunners been pushing for weeks, but negotiations are frozen, with Bologna threatening to call off the deal. So Bologna and Basel are on a standoff for a sell-on fee. So by the sounds of it, I'm reading here as well, Basel want 50% of the sell-on fee. And Bologna are like, we ain't giving you 50%. And Arsenal are trying to buy the player. But if Arsenal are only buying a player for like, if they're putting a bid for like, was it 50 odd million for him, 50 million, 40 odd million, then I don't think Bologna only want to get 20 million for the player and 20 million going to Basel. So they got to fight out who gets the higher negotiation fee for the sell-on. If I'm Arsenal, I'd pull away from that transfer as well. That's just
Bologna wouldn't accept anything less than 42 million, I believe.
Yeah.
So they're certainly not going to accept 20 million. So they're going to have to sign him for like 65 million or something.
Lakers says they want 25 million up front now. Jesus Christ. See, if I'm
on
Arsenal,
top of the 42 million.
If I'm Arsenal, I'm walking away from it. That just seems like a mess. That seems like a mess of a transfer to pull off. An absolute mess of a transfer to pull off. Basically, you're going to have to overpay for him to make both teams happy. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to.
The thing is as well, they were linked with Sepp van der Berg. So if we could throw in our defender, there you go. You're losing a defender. Here's a defender, and we'll give you 20 million, and obviously your other club will get 20 million as well. Right?
Yeah,
that's definitely an option, isn't it? Because they were interested in him. I know they were interested in him.
These transfers.
If it was only that easy.
Yeah, Calafiori, I would pay 60. Yeah. See, I think Calafiori, what I see of him is a very good centre back. Say you go 60 million for him. At the moment, though, that means both teams get 30 million, and Basel want it all up front. That's the issue. And I don't think Bologna will feel like they're only getting 30 million for the player. So they want them. So if you're selling him for 60 million, by the sounds of it, Bologna would want around 40 million and 20 million to Basel. That's just a nightmare of a transfer to do. I don't know, man. I don't know. Judge Red says, are we looking at better than Yoro? Someone in Premier League proven maybe. Maybe, but then again, I don't know how good Yoro is, my man. I keep saying I don't know how good Yoro is. Look, Yoro could be going on to be the best centre-back in the world. We don't know. No idea.
Someone set up a YouTube account on the chat. Lenny Yoro Hive, 42 million. Yeah, Lenny Yoro bargain. Big up yourself.
Well, it's 52 million he went for.
Yeah, no, it's 52 million.
But yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's I don't know. Answering your question earlier, came out players. I think James Pearce put it out the other day is that Liverpool are probably looking at 3 players, and that's centre back and number 6 and then wide forward.
Yeah.
The weird thing about the wide forward area, you know, when Liverpool are heavily in for someone and we're heavily linked, and then it goes quiet. that is usually the time when Liverpool are probably looking at that player more seriously. And there's two players that we're heavily linked with, and then went extremely quiet, and that's Gordon and Ederson.
Yeah.
You know, them two players
Makes
we're heavily linked with, and then out of nowhere, just went quiet and went dead.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shock me if they're the two players Liverpool went for. And the centre, I think if I'm looking at it, I think Liverpool are going to look to get rid of Sepp van der Berg. I think they'll come to a conclusion with PSV where they let him go. Sepp van der Berg apparently is angry and pissed off at Liverpool. He wants to leave. He's now asking Liverpool to lower the transfer fee. I think we'll come to
for about 16.
Yeah, I think we'll come to some conclusion, and he'll go to PSV. By the way, if he goes to PSV, I believe it's the highest ever transfer for a defender.
Yeah, it is. 13 million is the most they've ever spent.
Yeah, so that he will go. I think Liverpool will probably loan out Carvalho again. I think he'll get a loan somewhere. I think Tyler Morton's an interesting one. So I just don't know if Tyler Morton's got a Liverpool career. I don't know how he gets in the team. I think Liverpool will be looking to sell him, letting him go.
Tyler Morton?
Yeah.
No, I think he'll get another loan.
Yeah, he's definitely going to leave the club this season, in my opinion.
I think he'll get another loan.
I think Morton and Carvalho, let's put it up. So let's say Carvalho and Morton get loaned out. I think Nat Phillips and Sepp van der Berg get sold. That frees up room in areas that we need to improve. So that helps then Liverpool go and get a centre back in, and then go and get your defensive midfielder that everyone's saying we desperately need. And we probably do desperately need. But say Liverpool go and get their DM in, K-Mac. We go and get our defensive midfielder in. And our two defensive midfielders is the new guy, whoever it is, and Wataru Endo. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Then you got McAllister, Szoboszlai, if he's going to play in that midfield area in a different way that Klopp made him play. Then you got Curtis Jones, you got Harvey Elliott, obviously McAllister. You know, Gravenberch is there as well. You got really good players in that midfield area, haven't you? You know, and especially if you can get McAllister, get him further forward, it's only going to benefit him as a player as well. Then obviously as our forwards, you got Salah, Darwin, Jota, Diaz, and if we buy a new wide forward, that's pretty decent. If you ask me, man, it's pretty decent. Yeah. And I think that's why I think this season doesn't need to be a massive transfer window.
It doesn't. It doesn't need to be a massive transfer window. I think we just need to trim the fat a bit. And we've lost 3 players, which is also the fat kind of trimming with the wage bill anyway. I think we'll only get a wide forward if one leaves. I do. I really do. I think we'll only get a wide forward, like a Gordon, or a. I'm not going to name any names, but like a Gordon, for example. If a Diaz leaves, or Nunes gets a ban, I think Nunes getting a ban could be a problem. And we've got loads of midfielders. We really have got a lot of midfielders. But
we've got 9 on paper at the moment.
And we've not got a destroyer. It depends how we play with that 3 in the middle. If we do play where we need a defensive midfielder, then I think we probably will just go and get Ederson. Like, Ederson looks like he's the guy that him and Ugarte look like it's one or the other. Like, genuinely, looks like it's one or the other for them. If we sell any forwards, yeah, I know you've wrote Rodrigo in there, 100%, mate. But like, Diaz was like heavily linked to leave, and now there's never been any bids for him, and no one's interested. So I'm kind of cool in that one.
I think Diaz stays. I think Diaz stays.
But if he's gone, then there's an opportunity for a player to come in there, and I think Rodrigo or a Gordon or a Kvaratskhelia or someone like that would have definitely been on our radar. And the left-sided left back position, I do think we'll sign someone there. Like, I think I think the left centre back is the position we will buy someone for, and
Yeah, I agree.
the other two, I'm just not sure, because
See,
if we don't
yeah,
play a DM, I think Curtis Jones has got a really good chance of playing in the 6, but not as a DM, as like a Max Weaver for him.
deep line playmaker. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be sensational. I really do. It's just the left centre back, left back position. I think we need someone like a Guehi or an Ashio, Hinakape, Pancho, someone like that. Even at El Nori, like to a certain extent, but I'm not 100% sure whether he could do the specific position. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I've gone from like 3 to 1.
Yeah. It's the thing we've got. This is what I've been saying previously all summer, that if you actually look at it on paper, we are stacked with midfielders.
Yeah.
Absolutely stacked. Like, we have 11 midfielders that probably can play on paper. A lot of, 3 or 4 of them are youth players, but they played a lot last season. Carvalho, he wants to play in the 10. That's where he's already said he wants to play. Doesn't really like playing anywhere else. So he's a midfielder. You got McAllister, you got Szoboszlai, you got Curtis Jones, you got Harvey Elliott, you got Wataru Endo, you got Gravenberch. You know, there's a lot of midfielders. I'm just rolling off here.
Yeah,
and
I know. And they're all first team players. They're all players that can play in any team.
Yeah,
any team in the Premier League apart from Arsenal and Man United. Sorry, Arsenal and Man City. Any of them are getting other teams. Any of them.
Yeah.
Like, madness.
If Liverpool were able to get a DM in, say they got Ederson in, yeah, and you had a midfield of like Ederson and McAllister, I don't know, and Szoboszlai or something like that. Do you know? And then on the bench you've got.
I'm sorry, mate. Have you seen what Ben's put in the chat?
Who?
On WhatsApp. He's done the Leny Yoro and Gerald Quansah side by side. And Quansah destroys Leny Yoro in every single one.
Yeah, their stats from last season. That's what I was saying. It's not.
Oh, it's going a bit mental in there. Sorry.
Yeah, the only thing. Yeah, it's so similar. There's not a lot in it at all, is there?
I know. There's a lot of greens though for Quansah.
Not a lot in it. There's not a lot in it. The only thing I will say is Yoro played more games and had more minutes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But it shows that Quansah's a good player. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't look if you got like an Ederson in and you played him as DM and you put McAllister and Szoboszlai around him, but you played Szoboszlai differently to the way Klopp played him. You made him more of an attacking minded midfielder. That's more. Doesn't McAllister and Ederson are in the build up, and
so a three of Ederson, Deeper, McAllister as like the left sided 8, and then you've got Dom as the attacking right.
Yeah.
Then you've got Endo, Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott,
and Stefan.
That's
what I'm saying. It's packed.
You've literally got 5 players that aren't even in that.
That's a packed midfield. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why there's only really room for one midfielder unless you go and sell a lot, and you ain't going to go and sell a lot. Yeah, exactly. And Dom and Elliott can rotate. Exactly. You've got so much. There's quality there. There's a lot of players there. That's the thing. You can mix it up quite nicely. That's why if you just get that one DM in, if Liverpool just get that one DM in, there's a lot of good rotation in that midfield where you can play multiple ways. And yeah, I'm on board on that. If they get the centre back you're on about as well.
I also didn't mention Morton and Carvalho that have just come back.
Yeah, and it depends what happened to them too. And then you got Obviously, Bobby Clark as well played a bit. I don't know how the club
he
feel
looked
about
really
Bobby
good,
Clark.
by the way.
I think Bobby Clark might go on loan, personally.
Yeah, he will.
So,
Makes sense.
but we've got they.
But it looks like Hull and Bolton, who had good loans previous for some of our other players, are looking to take a Bobby Clark and a McConnell off us, which is great. Yeah, go on. Sorry, mate, talking about
and then the
centre-backs.
Trent in midfield, and then you still got the Trent in midfield. We don't know what's happening there. I don't know how Slot feels with Trent. He's already said he knows where Trent's going to play and he's going to talk to him. I mean, if he sees Trent as a midfielder, there's another one to add to the list, and maybe that's why we're looking at a right back. I mean,
we're gonna have to start selling players.
Yeah, so a lot of things are going to have to happen in the next few weeks, guys. It really is. You got Owen Beck as well, who the club really are fond of.
That's a really good point. I rate Owen Beck. I think he could be another Bradley.
There's a lot there. I think that just one.
There's a lot of really talented youngsters at Liverpool. That's what we're forgetting. We have a really talented bunch of youngsters. We really do. Who in the age bracket of 20, 21, 22. Like, it's great. It's great stuff.
Yeah.
Sepp van der Beek can ask all he wants to move, but if we don't want to sell him, we won't. Like, he's still got like 3 years left on his contract. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to go, mate.
I'm just about to finish up. Yeah. We got, I think, one defensive midfielder just changes our team's look completely.
It really does.
I think that's what they're going with the centre back area. Like you said, I think they're going to look for a centre back that can maybe play left back. That sort of like conditioning there, guys. But look, guys, we're going to finish up there. I think we're 5 likes away from 200. So you guys have been smashing the like button. You've been great.
Get them in.
So yeah, hit that like button, guys. I would really appreciate it.
Big up Monts in the chat.
We're on 5 away. So if we can hit 5 likes, I'd appreciate it. Big up the Monts in the chat as well. 5 likes for 200, guys. I'd appreciate it.
Monts, message me to get on the Mondays, mate. Please message me before the show, please.
There you go.
You don't have to ask him now, James.
There you go. But yeah, it's gonna be a long summer. Let's see how things go. At the moment, I'm still not panicking. I'm not go overreact too much to stuff. I'm quite comfortable. Look, come the 31st of August, we ain't done fuck all. Jamie will turn. Don't you worry about that.
I'm a bit more concerned we haven't got any bloody friendlies.
Yeah,
3.
It's interesting. But big up to everyone. Thank you very much for joining me and K-Matt this afternoon. I do appreciate it. This evening, should I say? It is now 8 o'clock.
Evening now.
So yeah. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Thank you very much for joining us on today's show. See you again soon. Bye-bye for now. See you later, guys. Much love to all of you. Bye-bye.